Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Creative Process. Today we'll be looking at how you can create Extrude Abstract design using Photoshop. We'll be using 3D extrusion option to create out some amazing design. We'll be creating out two different designs. The first one will be this. We'll be using circle ellipse tool to create out this design, and for the second design we're going to use some shapes. So we're going to draw it out using the pen tool and then use the 3D extrusion options and some of the attributes to create out this design. In the previous video, we have seen how you can use depth map option to create out some amazing abstract design. We have used the depth map option to create out some text effect as well as some backgrounds. In this tutorial, we'll look at how you can create some amazing 3D extrusion background, or you can say abstract design, using basic shapes like ellipse or any complicated shape you like rectangle, polygon, or you can draw it out using the pen tool or any random shape. So this one I have used the ellipse tool. I have created a multiple number of circles and then applied extrusion, and then I have used if I select on this, you can see this is in 3D, right? And I have used these options, these attributes options, where you can tweak the number of rotation, you actually decide how much depth you want to give, you can twist it, you can taper it, and much more. So we've been studying it in much in-depth way in this tutorial. I'm going to talk about everything related to 3D extrusion. So first we'll understand the concept, the tools and the attributes, and then we'll apply it to our design, and we'll be using that concept and create out these two designs, this one. And in the same way, I have used the same tools and the techniques and created out under cover. So you'll be able to understand how you can use these options in your own cover designs. So let's create out this first design, and for this I have first created a new document. So go to File, New, and I have set it around width and height 600 by 400 width and height, and 72 resolution. This is in so millimeters. If you check it out in pixels, it is 1700 around and 1134. So I have chosen in millimeter. You can choose in any value you like, but this is the dimension I have used. It's RGB and create. So this is the new document. Now the first step we're gonna do is to create out some circles, and we'll use ellipse tool to create out that. So let's go over here, and here's the ellipse tool. So you can use ellipse tool, you can use rectangle, you can use polygon. It's your design, so you can use it anyway. So I'm going to use ellipse tool for my tutorial, and with the shift press, if you click and drag, you can create some uniform circle. If I release the shift, you can see it's not circle, it will be oval or any shape, but with a shift press you can get an exact circle. You can move around. So this way we're gonna place everything. So I'm placing this somewhere around here, right? And I'll change the color of this. So to change the color of the circle, we'll go to fill and apply black color. So just pick black color, and here we go. And let's remove stroke color. So I'll just remove the stroke color, and this will give us this simple circle. Now what we need is we need multiple number of circles, and that should be in the single layer, because we're going to apply 3D extrusion, so everything should be in one layer. So what we'll do is we'll go over here, select the ellipse tool, and on the top here, go at this icon, click over here, and just click on combine shapes, and that way you can create multiple number of circles in a single layer, and it will be combined together. So I have just clicked that combine shapes, selecting the ellipse tool, and now if I draw it out with a shift press, I draw a circle, move around with the spacebar pressed, click, and see it's in a single layer. So just keep on creating some big small circles that will give you some interesting look. So this is kind of random, that way it will look natural and it will give you some interesting cool effect. And overall, just creating multiple number of circles. And once you are done with your placement like this, let's say you have finished it, now what we'll do is we'll select this layer, right? And we'll go to 3D attributes, and here is my 3D attribute panel. And if you don't find it, it's in Windows. So go to Windows, 3D attributes, just click there. So right now it's not here. What I'll do is I'll go to Windows, and if I just click on this, the attributes will be available. You can just drag it out, or you can just place it somewhere near there, and here we go. So now what we need to do is we need to extrude this shape. So selecting 3D extrusion over here, just select this and click on create. and that will create a 3D extrusion of the circles. Now you click over here, this is for perspective rotation, 3D rotation. Click this option, click on the outside, and then just rotate. You can see with the click you can just rotate in 3D view. Now we have got multiple number of options over here. This one is for rotation for the view, and this one is for movement, like if you select and just move around like that. This one is for zooming it in, zooming it out like that, something similar to that. And that way, this is for camera zoom in, zoom out, and this is just that. And the main thing we're going to use is these three options. This one, if I click over here, you can see it's zooming in. Next is, if you click and just drag your mouse, you can move around the shape, and this will be the view, 3D view rotation. So these three tools are the ones which we're going to use in the majority of my time, and this, and sometime this. So that's all. So now you have understood all these options. Let's try to understand options which you get in 3D extrusion. So if I click ellipse one, this one is ellipse, right? This is the shape. If you select this, right, and this is the ellipse one, and you got all these options. So the first one is this. With this you can increase the extrude depth, so you can either increase or decrease the extrude depth using the option. If I go on the second layer, second options, attributes, here you got 3D extrusion, then twist and taper. So I'll show you this. So with this option you can do the same thing, extrude depth, so you can increase the depth with this options. Then with this twist you can rotate it. It's giving some rotation to the shape like this. So using this you can give some twist. And with the third attribute you can adjust the size. So if I make it very low, something like this, you can see it's now pointed, or you can increase the size and it will be broader at the end like this. So it's all these true attributes, and these attributes you can find it over here as well. If I go over here, you can see selecting this, then this, and here we go, you got all these options. This one is for extrusion. So this is the shortcut. So you can use this, increase, decrease. Then if you go on the second one, you can use the tapper option here, just make it bigger, smaller. So this will make your work much faster using these options. I'll just keep it something like this, equal, right? And this one is little interesting. With these options, with a click you can make it curve in this side or on the other side, or you want it on the downside. So this one is very interesting. We're going to use it. This will give you some interesting effect to your design. And last one, this is this circle. What it does is you can twist. So this one is twisting, or twisting it on the other side. So these are the options, and the same thing is over here as well in the form of a panel. So whatever is comfortable with you, you can use any of it. I'm going to use the mix. I'm going to use sometime this, and we'll create that. So as you can see, our first design is very simple. It's just the like cylinder like this and twisted, and like we have given some rotation. So let's create that. So I'm going to do is I'm going to first zoom it out, right? And let's extrude it. So I'm going to extrude it using the extrude option here. So I'm going to just click and just extrude it to the extent like this. Okay, and I'll do some camera rotation, like a little bit of rotation, and bring this around here. So, and now zoom it out, move it in the center, and we'll try to give that effect. So selecting this, now I'll just keep it something like this, and I'll just give some rotation like this, and we'll give some twist after that. So you can see I'm twisting it like this. Okay, and let's try to give some camera angle to this, something like this, something like this. So whichever view is comfortable with you, just go there. And I think I'll zoom it in, then a little bit of down, move it there. And as you can see, there's darkness on the bottom. What you can do is select this infinity light and just make sure its color lighting is on the bottom as well. So you can change the color light direction to give your view. Now I'll just do some tweaking with the perspective view and selecting this, go over here, and let's try to get some little interesting curve effect and just reduce some rotation to this, reducing some twist effect. So as you can see, you can just give as per your requirement, right? And I'll do some rotation to this, so just rotate it like this. Okay, and let's try to get some interesting look, something like that. Now once you have done the placement, something like this, I will do a little more tweaking using the rotation. So we'll just adjust the twist value here, and a little bit of something like we'll just make sure, just try to extend it a little bit of upward like that, or maybe downward a little bit, and a little bit of like this. So this is all the options you get, and you can use this to give some interesting look. So I'm going to increase the size a little bit, something like this, and I'll just move a little bit around here. Okay, and just keep on tweaking until you get your desired look, broader or maybe smaller as per your need. And I'll just zoom it out a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just trying to get what I need. It takes a little bit of time just to maintain that rotation and all, but once you are done with it, it looks amazing. So you can, if you are comfortable with like the rotation and all this option, you'll be able to do it in a few minutes. Like I have done this, it took me around 3 to 4 minutes to do this, but it may be a lot faster for you like this. So this is the overall look, as you can see, and I just created something similar because this is 3D. You can't get exact proportion exact, so it's similar to this, and whatever you create, it's going to be little different whenever you create something. So now once you have done the basic placement using the 3D rotation and using twist and then the tapper and adjusting the size, and that way I have created this view. Now what we'll do next is we're going to apply some amazing color like this. You want your design to look like crystal clear and just similar to this. So if I check over here, I just hide everything just to show you what I have done. So this is our original image where I have applied some materials. So let's understand how we can apply materials. Once you have created, you want to apply material, right? So what we'll do is we'll select this and we'll go under Ellipse. You'll see Ellipse 1 extrusion material. So click that, and right now it's gray color, so obviously it's going to look gray. So we'll go over here, and under this panel you see lots of materials. Like you can choose from anything you want. Like you want to give it a little whiter, just give it. You want to give little red texture and some amazing effects, give it. See, it's amazing. But what we need is we need some glossy plastic effect, and that is down around here. So just click on this and done. We got that nice glossy blue plastic sub object like that, and that's all. I'm not going to adjust these values because it's already looking amazing, but if you want to do some adjustments, you can just play around with the values and that will give you some amazing look. Right now I'm happy with this. This is the color of the original design, so I can keep it like that. Now the next thing what I have done in this design is I have added a like adjustment layer. So I have added the curve adjustment layer, something like this, and I have increased the curve value and set it to overlay. So let's do that. So let's select this, okay, and now add a curve adjustment layer, right? And we'll increase the value something like this, and it will glow it up, and now we'll change the blend mode to overlay, and that will give you that sharp detailed texture. So if I hide this, you can see it was little dark and all, something like that, but this will give you brighten your like object, and as well as it's more detailed. So you can use this to make it a little more brighter using the curve adjustment layer. So I'll keep it something like this. Next we have applied gradient color. So this is the gradient map I have applied to it. So let's create that. So first of all, go over here and apply gradient map, right? And choose black and white. Okay, and then click OK. Now let's apply overlay, gradient overlay color. So double click on this layer and apply gradient overlay, and this will apply some interesting color, but we need to apply our own color palette. So let's click on this, go in there, and first color I want to give on this side is dark blue. So choose dark blue color, something like this. Okay, then we need green. So I'm going to choose some green color. Let's choose some faded green color, something like that. Okay, green, something like bright color. That's good. And before that, I'll just set the angle. This one should be linear, right? And the angle should be around like this, little bit of tilted angle, similar to this, like this. And let's move the color first. I'll just scale it down a little bit just to see the colors. Here it's the blue. I'll just move it around somewhere around here. Okay, and now let's do the color adjustments. The first one is dark blue, then we added green. Now let's add some dark blue as well, so little darker tone this time, just to give that depth. Okay, and I'll just make it a little bit around here, and this one will make it a little broader. Green should be broader, and this one around here, and this one over here, it should be pink, or maybe a little bit red pink, something like that. And last one will apply light blue color. So choose a light blue color from here, right, and apply it, and then click OK. Now let's see the preview. See, this is what we want. Now we need to do some little more adjustments, because this pink is here, we need it around here, and blue should be a little more visible. So selecting that, go to gradient overlay and just play around with the position. You can just click and drag and play around with the position here. Just bring it around here, this one, and let's bring blue nearer to this, something like this. Yep, let's do some little more adjustment with the green color as it is, little bit a little brighter, and I think this looks amazing. Okay, and you can just keep on going and edit your color as per your comment, but for me, I think this is looking great. This is similar to this. This is quite similar to this. This is what I want right now. So now the next step is we're gonna add some background color, and then we'll finish off with our design. So let's add some background color. So for that, on the last layer, select the background layer, and let's add a solid color, right? And let's choose something blue, maybe light blue. Okay, like that. And as you can see, there's a color. This is because I haven't mapped it to our 3D object. So map curve adjustment layer to the 3D object first. So with the Alt press, click, and you see this icon. Same with this, selecting that with the Alt press, and you can see this icon over here. Just click on it and it will be mapped to this. So clipping map option is going to help you with that. And now I'll just make sure I got a nice background color, faded green background color, something like that. And I'm going to apply some gradient map as well. So go here, gradient overlay map, and choose a color from here. So we're going to choose some simple color. This should be something like let's say green. Okay, and this should be something like blue color. So I'm going to choose some dark blue color, something like that. Okay, and now we'll change it to like linear. It's already linear. Let's move around with this. Okay, and this should be normal, so that way you'll be able to see the color. Maybe we can keep it to radial. And okay, let's change the color position. So blue should be on the left side and green should be on the right side, something like that. And that way the green is in here, and let's increase the size a little bit. Okay, and as well as let's scale the size a little bit just to see the green color as well. And if you click and move around, you can set the position according to your requirement, like this. Okay, and I click OK. So let's compare our design. So here we got this blue, green, and here as well we got the blue, but the green color is a little dull. So let's increase the color value of green. So click on green and let's make it a little more brighter. little fresher color, or maybe a little bit of fade or something like that. And I think this is done, right? Let's see the colors to the changes. So this one is blue, this one is blue. I think that we need to give some darker blue color to this because it's looking a little dull over here. Selecting this here, gradient map, a blue color, and just choose a nice color over here. Right, okay, and click OK for now. And we'll do some color adjustments with the color lighting adjustments. So we need to select this, and here infinity light, and let's play around with the lighting adjustments. Something like click this and just rotate it, and give us some shadow as well. So you can see some shadow on the layer, something like this. And let's click outside just to see the effect. Right, here we go. This is the shadow. Just by adjusting the direction of the color, you can give more details where you want to give shades and everything. So I think this is looking great. I'll just keep it that way. And now the background is ready and everything is ready. The final thing we're gonna do is bringing in our text and the title. So then select them and then click and drag and drop it there and place it on top. So click on to place it on top and place it in the center around here. And we need to do some cropping as well because this is quite a big. So we will crop something. I'll just crop it up from downside a little bit and enter. And let's just move the text, just click them, select them, and just move it up. Shift press, move it up and place it in the center. And overall, if you check it out, our first design is ready. This is our first design, and this is the design we have created just now. And look at the details and everything. So this is the first design. Now let's use the same concept, same techniques, and apply it and create out on the design something like this. And this is very simple, very easy. As you have already know all the attributes and options available in 3D extrusion, it's very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new document for this as well. So go to new, and for this I'm going to choose width and height 400 by 600 millimeter. This is width and this is the height, and change it to RGB color, right? And then click OK. So here we go. And I'll just reduce the height a little bit because it's a little longer. So using the cropping option, let's reduce the height, enter. And now let's create some design. And for this one, we're going to create our shape using the pen tool. As I already told you that you can use any shape, whether it's ellipse tool, rectangle tool, polygon tool, or you can bring in your own shape and then use this 3D extrusion. So I'm going to select pen tool for P is for pen tool, and let's draw some design, random design. It's just random shapes and then converge them. So here we go. And if you want to tweak it later on, you can use the direct selection tool and just tweak each of the anchor points and the handles just to give some smoother look to your design. I think this is good. Here's the shape. Let's fill this up with some color. So selecting the ellipse tool, go to fill and choose some color. So let's choose this pink color, right? Or maybe light pink, something like that. Let's check what color we have used. This is the color, and I think this is the same color. Let's remove the stroke color. And now I'll create duplicate of this. As you can see, there is two objects, and I have used the same shape and created out these two designs. So let's do it. So I'm going to select this and create one more duplicate with the alt pressed. So let's create this one. So to create this one, it's very simple. We'll go over here, 3D options, select 3D extrusion, and let's create it. And here we go. The 3D shape is here. Now I'll change the color. So selecting this, go over here, 3D extrusion material, and here first of all let's change the color to plastic material, and then let's change it to pink, something like this, and I'll just extrude it. So what we'll do is selecting this, select this option, this attribute will be activated. Let's extrude it like this, extruded, using this option, and I'll just give some little bit of curve. You can give it in on any direction. So let's say you want to give it on this direction, and after that let's twist it. So keep on twisting it until you get a nice design. As you can see, we can twist it in on any direction, so it's your requirement. So right now what I need is I want pointed ends, so I'll just go here and just make it pointed, something like that, and just try to create something amazing looking design, something using this option. So, and I'll use this and keep on adjusting it until you get that little bit of curvy look, something like this, and just rotate it. Okay, and now let's try to move it in the 3D view. What we need right now is we want it something like this. Yep, and I'll place it somewhere around here. Like if you see over here, this is a little more curvy around here, so let's try to recreate that. So this, selecting this, okay, selecting this, and let's keep on adjusting it. So using this option, this curving option, you can get that, and you can increase the length a little bit just to make sure, and a little bit of more cover, and we almost got our desired look. So I'm going to place it something like this and zoom it in like that and place it around here. Now let's work on with our second design. So second design is here. So selecting that shape, go to 3D extrusion, and let's create a 3D shape again, and this time we're gonna give it some different color. So selecting this, just rotate it, and let's extrude it. So selecting this, I'll go to extrusion material, and here first let's change the color to plastic blue, and we'll change the front flation material as well to blue. Here we go, we got completely blue object, right? And now we're gonna do some like tweaking using the attributes. So selecting this shape one, select this option here, and this is mesh, this is deform. So this is the deform option. By selecting this, you activate these attributes. So let's extend a little bit, right? And then you can give a little bit of click and just rotate it around. I'll just place it in the center around here, or maybe we'll just rotate it like this completely. Selecting the deform option and selecting this, just twist it, make the corner pointed, and just keep on tweaking it until you get the desired look. So I'll just hide this 3D layer first, so selecting like that, and if you check it out here, we need something simple, something like S shape. So let's create that. Select this, selecting the deform option, and let's make it a little bit simple, twist it a little bit more like this. So this is twisting, and we'll add some little bit of character, so similar like this, and I'll just try to rotate it a little bit just to see which look is looking better, and I think this is looking great. So we'll place it around here, zoom it out a little bit, place it around here, let's zoom it in a little bit more, something like that. Okay, and I'll bring in the other 3D shape, just make it visible, and here we go. If you see over here, it's just similar to this. So as I have already told you, this is 3D, so every time you create something, it's going to be a little bit different than your previous design. So I'm going to just keep on rotating it a little bit just to get some interesting look. Just move it around here. Everything is done. Now the next thing we're gonna do is to remove the shadow. As you can see, there's a false shadow, we need to remove it. So select this, right, and selecting that object, remove cast shadow. Do the same for the other. So select the other 3D shape, and selecting this shape one, remove cast or shadow, and you are left with the singular object without any shadow. Now let's apply some colors. So for this blue one, we're gonna do the same steps. So what we need to do is we'll first set the colors. So select this and infinity light, and let's set the color to this, something like this, giving some shadow or glossy. So set the color in a way that you are giving some character to this shape. So I think this is looking great. Now selecting it, we'll add curve adjustment layer. So select curve adjustments, right, and you can increase the brightness and change the blend mode overlay, right, like that. And now we'll add some gradient map. So select gradient map, choose black and white, okay, and then double click on it and apply gradient overlay. For this we're going to choose something very simple, like first one blue color, and second something purple, something like that. And we'll change the style to radial and just click and drag and place it somewhere around here, something like that. So it will give you the interesting look, and that's how I have added that. The second design is quite simple. Here I haven't applied anything, it's just basic, but I have enhanced the color value. So what I did is, selecting that, I have added curve adjustment layer and just make it a little more darker, something like that. So that's the thing I have used. And you can go in the material, like if you go in extrusion material option, you can do some little bit of tweaking in there. So just play around with these like shine value. You can increase the shine, and you can even increase the reflection, something like that. And we'll do some adjustment with the color as well, just to make sure you are giving some like depth to it. So I'm giving an angle where you can see all the depth of the object. And now let's see how it's looking, and I think this is looking great. And now let's change the background color. It's very simple. Let's pick this color and let's apply it. So this one, Alt backspace, and here the color is not visible because we haven't like mapped it to our object. So all these like adjustment layer has to be clipped. So with the Alt press, just clip it to its layers. So this one, and for this one as well, just clip it here, right? Okay, so it's already clipped, everything is clipped to its layer, and the background is very simple blue. Let's check it out. Right, so here we go. And now let's say you want to zoom this one a little bit and that one, so select each of them and use these like attributes over here. You can just move around and do the placement. So in the same way, select this other as well. You can zoom it in a little bit and move around using this, and after that click here, and here we go. The design is ready. But the last thing we're gonna do is to finish up by adding the texts. So now that we'll select all these text layer, so select this and then until this, and just click and drag and drop it there, something like that. And we'll bring it to the top, so just click and drag it up and place it on top, and we'll place it in the center. So just click and drag and place it in the center with the arrows. Here we go, our design is ready. This is our first design we have created, and this is the second design we have created, and we have used the same tool, that is 3D extrusion, and the attributes which is there, this one. So if I select this and go under shape, you can see all these attributes. This is mesh, this is deform attributes, which has got some amazing options that give you some freedom to modify your shapes. Then we got one more, this is cap. We'll talk about this in our later tutorials. So right now, and we got one more option, that's the attributes position. You can set the position here as well. So in this tutorial we have seen this options where we have removed the shadow, then we have used deform option where we have used extrude depth, twist, taper, and much more. So that way we have created this amazing 3D extrusion abstract design using 3D extrusion options, which is very simple. The only thing is you have to give a little bit of time while adjusting and modifying the position of your 3D object, and that's the only time you give. And after that, all the steps later on, like applying color, changing its texture and everything, it's very smooth, very simple. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check out the next tutorial coming up, and if you want more updates on designing, don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.